a seat in a Brewsic and Boozies.
Recording in progress.
We're back for another spooky episode of Brewsic and
Boozies.
You sound like
Sorry,
a very
I forgot my
like
pillow.
oh no, get comfy. Get comfy.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
When you sounded like a classic cartoons ghost. Like,
Okay.
boo, boo. I don't know. I can't do it because my voice isn't deep enough. Or like who's the guy who sings Monster Mash? Boris Pickett, right? Is that his name?
Sure. I forget the guy's name. I've sang it a couple times last week.
You're probably all Monster Mash. It was a smash.
It was a graveyard smash.
There's definitely listeners on here that are like, they need to stop singing.
It's part of the title. Get rid.
It's true. You signed up for this.
It. Yeah.
Well, I'm dressed up. I don't know what I'm
wearing black.
I'm the fourth Sanderson sister. Oh my God, you should get a baseball cap and be a little leaguer. Nothing in
around
reach
here. Sorry. I have a baseball. That's about it.
Just tell everyone you're a little leaguer.
Sure. I'm a virgin.
But yes, I mean, if you haven't gotten from our little jokes and clues, we are talking about Hocus Pocus today. Another
or for
family.
me, Hocus Mucus.
Oh yes, Chris has a cold, so
like,
pardon if you hear him sniffles, his little sniffles.
Couple. Much better. Much better.
Yeah, it's good. It's that time of year, unfortunately. Blech.
Yes, it is.
And we're going out more.
Yeah, who knows?
But yes, Hocus Pocus. Let me tell you what I'm drinking first, and then I think you wanted to add some comments to our Casper episode, which I'm not opposed to.
Yeah, I was just watching it. It was on again, so I wanted to say two things I didn't realize that I wanted to mention. I think it was two little things. It was like the thing about when the mom gives Casper the wish. I forgot that she says like the dad is very proud of you and something like that to him, and that he knows that he fulfilled his dad's destiny or something to like bring people back to life.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, how did I not catch that? I don't know. Maybe it's just like
I think she said he's proud of
dialogue.
He's proud of him because he did something selfless and helped the father over himself.
Right.
I don't know if he was proud of him for that or the machine thing. I feel like it'd be better if it was the selfless act. But I don't know.
Yeah. So
what's your second thing?
It was just like, I just had like all these other thoughts. There's just like how unfinished business works and how that makes sense. I don't know. It's kind of tough.
We were questioning that.
I had this other crazy. What if like Kat got so depressed like that she kept moving around all the time, and like she says in the beginning of the movie, I texted you about this, how like she also just wanted a friend. What if she gets so low she's just like, I'm just gonna become a ghost and hang out with Casper for eternity? That could be cool too. She could have made that choice.
Seems kind of, yeah, he can hang out with Casper, but you forget everything. It doesn't seem that appealing.
This was my other thing. Okay, I think this is it, and I may have another one, but I'll leave it at this. So it's like, what do you think? Why the ghosts look a certain way?
Why?
So, obviously, because they're a cartoon. I don't know, because you have Casper, and then you have the trio, the ghostly trio, and they all look kind of just like ghosts, cartoon shaped looking ghosts. Nothing more the features of their body and their face. Where it's like when the other characters become ghosts, like Kerrigan and the dad, it's like they're full, almost they look just like they're themselves, but they're just white. So it's like, do you think over time they just become more of like just a body?
Yeah. Wait, I think we talked about this last week.
Did we? I don't.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it is.
Remember,
they just start to become a blob of ghostness.
You think that's what it is? They evolve into like a blob and become less of their human form and become more of the ghost figure.
I think that makes sense.
What's what's the opinion about that of the creators? And I bet they have no answer for that because it's all
I
made
bet
up.
they don't. Probably
No,
because
because
Casper's
I think it's just it's a
design
creative
came from-
choice to make the kids realize that, like, oh, that's the dad. There's no way to like really
Yeah.
kind of show him as a blob. Maybe you put glasses on. I don't know. So
I don't know,
anyways,
Bill-
those are my
Bill
thoughts.
Pullman's-
That was a little tidbits of information and thoughts I had right after just watching it a few minutes ago. I'm like,
Again.
"Ah, I wish I mentioned that. No, everything else is good.
Thank you for bringing that up though. Because
Okay, so put a Casper aside, and now let's get into the movie that you suggested for this week's episode.
Hocus Pocus.
Just a bunch
First,
of hocus pocus.
just a bunch of hocus pocus. First of all, I wanted to do a themed drink, but I didn't have anything to like make my drink green because you have the
Right.
green thing that we used for the Shrek episode. So I
I still got that somewhere.
it's so delicious.
So what do you got there?
I made a witch's brew. It's a coffee. It's espresso with.
It looks green from the lighting, but I know it's not
Oh,
now.
maybe it's not. It's
I was like,
espresso
is that-
with almond milk and Captain Morgan rum and maple syrup and a little cinnamon. It's very good.
All right.
I would
Sounds
give
good.
I would give you the measurements, but I don't measure when I make drinks. So, yay!
I don't measure anything. So.
I also have my Halloween candy.
Ooh,
Yay.
yummy. Talk about treats.
Yeah, I had to have some Halloween candy today. I'm gonna open my Kit Kat.
Break me off a
Just-
piece.
Dip it in my coffee.
Give me a break.
How many?
That was one of my favorite kids songs, and that's one of my favorite candies. So my favorite candies are Kit Kats. Much later, I didn't like them as a kid, and then like one year I tried them again. I was like, "Oh, these are awesome." Something about the
Always
wafer
awesome.
I didn't care. I thought it was like solid chocolate as a kid, and then that's why I think I just like freaked out. But the M&Ms are still number one to this day.
Like the original M&M or like peanut
Yeah,
M&M?
just plain chocolate M&Ms. Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
I mean, I've had all the crispy ones; those are good too. They kind of like have a Kit Kat wafer in the middle. Pretzel ones had a similar taste. I tried the dark chocolate ones; were okay. They went crazy with all the different flavors, but plain
Yeah,
chocolate M&Ms were my life growing up. You couldn't get me to eat anything else.
I love Reese's peanut butter cups. They'll always have my heart,
Yeah,
which I have right here. Yay!
Reese's Pieces. We know you like too.
Yes, I do like Reese's Pieces. Hershey. We're big
I'm
on
drinking
Hershey.
water, by the way, just to keep myself hydrated and not dry my throat out.
Yeah, keep the cold away. Keep that virus away.
Had some juice in here before, so and I got some cough syrup if I need.
Just gonna start downing cough syrup on the podcast. Please don't do that.
No, not this stuff. This stuff is gross. I'm like, I drink it and I'm like chugging water. It's so gross, but it'll help at night if I really need it. Took a little bit last night. Anyways, but yes, candy and Halloween. And did you see this movie? My first question: did you see this movie in the theaters, or you saw it on VHS as a rental or on TV?
So this movie came out in 1991, right?
93. Same year as
93.
Jurassic Park, and I remember seeing that in the newspaper for it to be like, you know, as an ad to see it.
I definitely think the first time I saw it was on TV, and then we had the VHS too. I don't think we went to the movies to see it because
Yeah.
it's like this movie's a huge deal now, but when in 1993 it was not. So
No, it was just a movie that came out. I think
Yeah.
the bigger deal about the movie was you had Bette Midler
mhm.
playing a lead role, and you know, she was a big deal back then.
Yeah,
I mean, she's been a big deal for a long time, but I think whenever she's kind of in a movie, I remember it being, and I think she got like pretty good feedback or like good reviews based on her performance in the movie, I think.
oh definitely.
wanna
But
say.
I don't think the movie was a hit when we were young. Did you? I know you guys were
No.
big movie people. Did you go to the
No.
movies to see it?
No, I never saw it. I honestly, I saw this movie with a friend of mine. He always talked about it. Let's watch it. Like we had sleepovers or something. He always wanted to watch it. And I never cared about it. I never had any interest in seeing it. just wasn't my thing. I said I wasn't big into Halloween back then. I really was kind of scared of things, and still
I'm
am.
surprised even. Well, it's not like there's original songs in this movie. It's just like they're
No,
singing and
I
dancing.
think, and it's like about the witches, and I don't know. Like I had Casper, and Casper was my jam. I didn't have any other real Halloween movies growing up that I could think of. I was kind of afraid of everything else.
Like the Disney Channel original movies. Like,
see, I didn't even
we
have
used
Disney
to watch
Channel.
those religiously.
Yeah, like the Halloween Town and things like that. I only got into those,
Under Wraps.
or I didn't get into them, but I only learned about those after high school.
Wow, so like that's crazy to me.
Well, that's when I learned about cable.
Yeah, true.
So,
Yeah,
you know, I lived under a rock for a long time. Still do. But
no, we were big. I mean, back when cable was in its prime, like there was barely any commercials. Like you can watch a movie basically like half the way through before you saw a commercial back then.
oh my gosh. And I said, we're watching Casper. I said the movie's an hour and a half and it's 4 hours.
No, that's why you always tell me that you're watching movies on TV. I don't know how you do it. I don't have patience.
I said I've got a lot of spare time sometimes.
But yeah. So we really don't, neither of us really have like, I remember watching it a lot as a kid, but like I don't really have a connection to it until I got older now, and this movie like blew up. It's huge, and it's like,
yeah, it definitely had a second revival of fans, and I think
and
people
the second movie's coming out soon.
Showed it to their younger siblings or whoever, and then maybe their kids. I guess people old enough now to show their kids, but I'm sure there's plenty of people that saw it when it came out. I wonder if any of my cousins were big into it when it came out. I only have a few female cousins that I think would be interested in this movie. That's all. I don't think so. None of the guys. They're all much older.
Yeah, I feel like it is a very like feminine movie. I
felt that way.
But,
I think that's why
like,
it kind of wasn't appealing to me as a kid. It just seemed like it was for girls, and like, which is fine. I didn't mind. But it's really not. It's just a family movie. It's for kids.
Yeah, it is a family movie. And the lead is like Max is a boy, so like I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. It's like it has nothing to do with that. It's just the lead of the kids is like a boy, but then you have like the main three witches. You know.
Did you know all of the actresses when you were younger? Like, did you know Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker?
I think I kind of knew who
Najimy.
Bette Midler was. I probably recognized the name of, family members who mentioned the name and knowing she was a singer or something.
When I was younger, I remember watching, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, The First Wives Club. Bette Midler's in it. Okay.
No, I mean, I know the movie now, but no, I never watched it.
Yeah, I just remember like realizing that those are the same people. So I chew my Halloween candy.
Yeah, that's okay. I've been trying to make you talk as soon as you take a bite.
So the opening of this movie when I was younger used to scare me. I don't know, just like
it's dark. Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that kids aren't going to understand in this movie. And there's also it's pretty dark. Like they kill kids. It's brutal.
Every time I watched it, I think I got lost. And not because it's hard to understand, just because of how it's like just written. I don't know why. Like I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I watched it the other day, but like I remember being like, okay, there's these witches and something happens and there's something happened there. I was like trying to piece it together. I was like, okay.
I don't know.
Well, you could say the same thing about other movies I watch.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's that complicated. Like they have
No, it's not. It's very basic.
Yeah.
It just like kind of drags to me sometimes. Like I don't know. Maybe like I said, I'm older watching this. I'm watching this as an adult now.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it much as a kid. Even when I watched it for the first time, I think I was already a teenager, even older when I first finally watched the whole thing.
I also in the beginning when they're talking with their like cute little accents and they're like old English. Thackeray.
What has thou done to Thackeray? Which I didn't know. I kept saying Zachary. It's like
Zachary, yeah. It wasn't until I was older when I realized it was Thackeray.
Did you know that it was Thackeray?
Thackeray. I didn't know that.
So that guy, I just looked up his name. No, I don't know what it is. James something. No, that's not his name. something Murray or Murphy. I don't know. The guy who plays the human Thackeray Binks in the beginning.
Yes.
Is not. We talked about this last week, where that's not who voices him. He's dubbed over by Mr. Jason, not James. I said James.
We have
James
to
Marsden
correct
is Cyclops.
yes.
Jason Marsden is Max Goof slash whatever you want to call
Thackeray Binks.
Yeah,
voice of Thackeray Binks.
he had his own he has his own Instagram or whatever podcast. I don't know what he does. But I remember like last year when I was like going through a bunch of old actors, I was watching on old sitcoms and I was like, what are they up to? And then I went to his page and he was on an interview with a friend talking about his career and his life. And he has this puppet of Mr. Binks. And then he just like does the voice. He says like 3 a.m. Sometimes he just gets drunk and he just goes online and he just starts talking as Mr. Binks. It's really funny.
That's weird and amazing.
It's hysterical though. It's really, yeah.
I love that. That used to scare me too. The scene when he gets turned into a cat and she's like shooting lightning out of her hand terrified me. And then when they hang, oh my god, terrifying. Like it's
that part's pretty dark. Yeah, pretty dark for kids to see that. But like, you know, that's the spookiness of witches and that they can't die. So it's like, they do it tastefully.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely tasteful.
I don't know, as tasteful. Yeah, they. I don't know if parents and kids would really mind that, especially back then. It was early 90s. No one really cared.
Yeah, no.
You had 80s movies blending with kind of weird. It's kind of that mixed bag of like adult and young kids. It just it's very feels off in tone. Like the tone of this movie is all over the place. It's very hard to like narrow it down. It's a kids movie, and then they get like a little kind of scary.
They expect kids to understand the Virgin lighting the black flame candle.
Yeah.
Like kids, when I was a kid, I didn't understand that.
Yeah. What do they call them? Yabos?
Oh, yabos, yeah.
Never apparently that's like a quotable thing to say. No one ever I knew said that. But
wait, speaking of quotes, so I was gonna
yeah, what's the quotes of this movie? I don't really know.
No, I was gonna ask you what your favorite line is in the movie since you just
funny.
watched it. I know what mine is.
Yes, tell me yours because I'm trying to remember. I laughed a couple times.
Mine is when
cheesy it is.
When Mary, right? Is that her name? Mary. She goes, she's eating the chocolate bar and she goes, "It's a chocolate covered finger of a man named Clark."
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
She's eating it. Kills me every time she says it. My favorite line in the whole movie.
That was funny.
I love it.
Some of the lines. It's funny. The dad I just saw recently on an episode of Wings.
Oh, wow.
90s actors. I was like,
yeah,
that guy seems so familiar. And then I'm watching this. And I'm like, oh, there he is. And then I mean, it's kind of like some of the dialogue is pretty rough. Like, and even the choreography, like in the beginning, they're like going around the pot that they're what they call the cauldron or whatever. And it's like real Thackeray Binks is like running, like he's like like they almost like dance like I don't know, what do you call that? Just kind of like just dancing around that. I mean, but they're trying to run away from each other.
A choreographer directed the movie, so it makes sense.
You know who did direct the movie?
Kenny Ortega.
And what else did he direct?
I know High School Musical.
That's true, but there's another movie that you and I love that we haven't talked about yet. That was also in the 90s. Talked about. Nope. we haven't.
Musical?
We haven't done as an episode yet. We've talked about it. It's been brought up in another episode, but
okay, I don't know. I can't think.
Ready? Go.
Tell me.
Ain't it a fine life, carrying the banner through it all?
Oh, Newsies?
Yep.
He directed Newsies. The movie.
He's the one that made it into a musical. Yeah.
Oh, wait. He made it into a musical from the movie.
Well, basically, that's the story of that movie. It was like he even said like he got the script or whatever, and it was like this feels more like a musical, and then they made it into a musical, and he called up his buddy Alan Menken to write that movie. with him. So did the music
Full
for it, but
circle.
that movie flopped as well. So
I don't know why, because it's great. For Kenny
it
Ortega.
was a different
Catch a
time. No
Break.
one understood it. Yeah.
That,
Great
I mean,
movie,
that's
great
one
music though.
the very few songs that are in
No one
this
knew who
movie
was in
are
that movie
brilliant.
except for Robert Duvall. There was few no name, like a
Yeah,
few
it's
big
true.
names in that movie. And Margaret
Christian
has a
Bale
small
wasn't known.
cameo. And
Oh,
their
does
good
she?
friend Bill Pullman, who we talked about last week.
I can't remember the last time I watched that movie. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Bill Pullman. Yeah. But like I don't know, it's just kind of cheesy, and then it's like he pushes like the pot over or something. I don't know. There's just something about it
because it feels like Broadway.
it was like we're so slowed down. I know, it's just in my mind now, we've seen so many action scenes that are like 80 times faster. It's just like they're like, don't get me.
I don't know. I like it. I like the cheese because like it as a kid, because witches can be scary, so it makes it a little bit less scary.
Yeah, it's
for the
enjoyable.
kids.
Trust me, I don't hate this movie by any means. I love that it's a nice, fun family movie around the holidays, and it's like one of the now like big Halloween movies to watch every year. It's tradition now.
You know what I want to talk about next? Well, first of all,
Sure.
I love Max's introduction in the classroom when
Hollywood.
when he tries to give her his phone number.
So cheesy.
Uh
That made me crack up. And she's like, okay.
And then I think, did we talk about this last week? Like that the shot of like walking down the like spooky fall, like the street. I think I brought it up.
You were
last week.
saying
I just,
how
like, love him walking
the
down.
main the scenery setting
Yeah.
in Maine, Friendship, Maine reminds you also the setting in this movie.
Mhm.
I like any movie set in the fall. I think it's like it's so gorgeous. Most of the scenery shots they have.
Beautiful. I love it. And then he
yeah.
I don't know if I would take a shortcut through a graveyard to go home from school, but apparently that's a choice you make in movies.
The graveyard looks so bad now. Like they look so cheesy. And then you get a character looks like a friend of ours. I'll mention it off air, but I'll
Okay.
looks just like and the other guy, I don't know, he kind of looks like a deranged Val Kilmer. I don't know.
Yeah, he does look like Val
Yeah, I
Kilmer.
don't know.
Oh my god.
The irony is that the other guy is named Ice, but that's just funny to me.
Oh. No, his name's Ernie.
Hollywood. His scary face, like, huh?
I just like I hate how much
Hollywood.
they make fun of him for being too Hollywood, but like they are the most West Coast I've ever like. They are so West Coast.
I know they are not at all. Yeah, they're not at all from that town. It feels like
No, he sounds like he's from like Santa Cruz. Like
It doesn't matter. It's just funny.
yeah, it is really funny. They're great characters. I love them.
They're terrible.
Ice.
Terrible. It's so annoying.
Oh, they are.
But yeah, they're
terrible bullies. Like
Terrible bullies.
Also,
Yeah.
something else I wanted to bring up, like being a kid and not noticing things. The virgin thing is one. Two, he asked him if he has weed. Never got.
Does he
that as a
really?
kid. He does.
When
Not
does he say that?
outright. He says,
That went
what's he
over
called?
my head.
Bud, maybe. He definitely. He asked him
He's like, "Do you have
he
any
asked
bud?"
him something like that. He asked him for weed, and I caught it now. as
I
an
just
adult,
thought
but
it
when I
was
a kid,
candy or something. He said, "I don't know." I thought he wanted his
No.
shoes. He got his shoes.
Well, he
Oh,
did
maybe
get
because
his
he's
shoes.
from California or something.
Maybe. But
I mean,
I
back
never caught
then,
that
a lot of
with him.
kids. That's the bad thing that they were doing. So that made sense too.
Yeah, gateway
To
drugs.
show they were bad kids and stay off drugs.
Yeah.
It works.
But who steals?
That was one of my
sneakers?
favorite
Did you
commercials
know-
too as a kid with the Ninja Turtles. If you remember that commercial we talked about.
No, I just remember the one where the girl like was like deflated to nothing on the couch.
Oh, yeah, I
that might
remember
be the
that one.
smoking. I think it was the
That's
smoking.
that's
commercial, though.
later. No,
Yeah.
there was like this is your brain on drugs, and it was like an egg in the frying pan. There's a bunch of them.
Oh, I do. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
The one when we were kids, the one in high school, and the kid comes up, he's like, "You want some pot? Marijuana?" And he's like, "What are you, chicken?" He's like, "I'm not a chicken. You're a turkey." And he slams the locker and runs away. And the kid's like, "Right."
This is Back to the Future. Yellow.
Almost. It's really cheesy. And the Ninja Turtles are cards like pop up in between and ask kids what he should do.
Gotta send me
Anyways,
next. I don't remember it.
sidetrack note. Anyways, back to the bud of the Hocus Pocus. More magic.
Did you know bullies that took people's shoes in high school? Because I didn't.
Maybe, I don't know. I think they're just jerks, and that was the first thing they
Maybe.
did.
But I do
Random.
love the parents just being like, "Oh, no shoes. Must be a protest."
Yeah,
that's
that
like
made
a
me laugh.
very,
That
like,
line was one of my favorites.
California
Must be
thing.
a protest. That was
I
funny.
love them.
The dad,
So funny.
some of the lines from the parents are really funny.
Yeah.
I
love
can't
everything
name
about
him
them.
any. Like I said, I can't quote this movie like anything else. I haven't seen it enough times. And I try my best. I have to like leave or do something every time I try to watch it. Like I catch it on TV, and then it's like it's only on a certain hour that I'm like, I gotta go do something.
See, that's your problem. You watch it on TV. You need the DVD.
Well, now it's
Disney+.
on Disney Plus. Well, I did. I watched on Disney
Yeah.
Plus, and even then, I only took one break, and I still got it finished.
I loved when I was a kid, and I still love it to this day. Max's room. Love it.
It's a pretty cool room where he can
He has
go
a
up.
cool room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a nice, I don't know. I used to be obsessed with it when I was a kid. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. I like the relationship between him and his sister. I think is really well done.
Yes, I agree.
Because she's
like,
very
the
much
girl
a
is
kid
so-"
in this.
Yes. My mom was like, oh,
Yeah.
the daughter is so annoying. Like, she's so annoying towards him. And I'm like, that's like a typical younger
I'm like,
sister, big
that's
brother.
pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that seems pretty accurate.
It's annoying for a movie, but it's pretty real.
Pretty real, yeah. I think all three of them have really
fine.
good chemistry. I think they
Yeah.
have really great chemistry
I
together.
don't think like his acting's okay for what it is, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I think the dialogue is just how it's written. It's pretty rough sometimes, but she's pretty like stiff. But I don't know.
I don't think so.
She's fine. She's fine. It depends what she's saying.
I guess. She's been around. I think I saw her in
Yeah. I forget what else she's in. She kind of looks like Hilary Swank, but it's not.
Yeah, she does look like Hilary Swank.
Look like.
And
Just
I
know her
love
name's
that.
Alice in the movie.
You know what? I love that idea of if you don't get your way when you're a little kid, you like scream for your parent. Like if your older sibling isn't doing what you say,
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah, she goes like,
yeah, and then she gets her way.
and he has
I
to
love
go.
that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great. Yeah, see, like little things like that in that movie are great. It's funny, and like I find that some of the humor really is funny in this movie, and I like just the the very basic story. It's like these witches, they come back, they have a spell, and then someone's gonna wake them up, and then they have to deal with it. I think that's always a fun story. You've seen it a million times in other movies, but I don't know. You can name all of them. Can't think of any right now.
I don't know of any other witches movies like this.
Not witches, but like that like we woke up the ghost.
Oh,
or we
like
woke
the
up
mummy.
The mummy. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
There's a good
I
movie.
got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. what I'm saying.
And they'll like wreak havoc and kill us all. And, like, all that
Yes,
stuff.
and then have to
Yeah,
put him back to dead. Yeah, I think that those stories
put him back to dead.
always work. Put him back to dead. Put him back to
Put 'em
sleep.
back to
Whatever
death.
you want.
Well, it's like it's the ticking clock, right? Like they have until midnight to get this done. Otherwise, that's it.
And there's a book involved. It's very similar.
That book still to this day creeps me out when the eyeball moves. I hate it.
So
Freaks me out.
All right. Some of the things that I think, like I said, like I watching this as an adult, and my common sense kicks in, and you'd be like, wouldn't they just do that? Like, couldn't this just work? I don't know. I was thinking about it. First off, my first question, maybe you can answer this for me. So
Okay.
Thackeray Binks got cursed and turned into a cat.
Yes.
All right. And it lives immortal as a cat.
Yes.
And remember, he tries to go to his dad as a cat, and he's like, "Be gone, cat," or whatever he says.
Yes.
I don't know. So when can he speak as a cat?
Yeah, I question that too. I'm like, why doesn't
he just starts speaking out of nowhere?
But maybe he just like, my thought too was like, this is a deep thought. I mean, maybe he just feels so guilty that he can't actually face his parents then. So he just like,
wouldn't you just be like, "Hey dad, it's me. They turned me into a cat."
Well,
and he'd be like,
the thing is witchcraft, right? Then like,
yes.
Because then they would be like, "Oh my God, more witchy things," and they probably, I don't know, try to kill him. They would never accept it. he knows they'll never accept it. So
Right.
I think that's more what it is. It's like they're not going to accept him as a cat. If he starts talking, they're really not going to accept him because witchcraft is like
because it's
wild.
a witchcraft thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I buy that. But it's still like, yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that as a legit, and it doesn't yet explain, but like you wish there was some kind of explanation for that to me, to like he just starts talking. I'm like, well, was that part of his curse that he can talk? I also think
it doesn't matter because he's gonna live forever, right? Like
I was waiting for like the kid to say something and it was able to like let him talk. I thought that was like some other curse that let him talk, and I'm like, no, he just starts talking out of nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know the stipulations of the curse.
No, I don't know too many other talking cats, so I'll try to ask around.
We can ask Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Who?
Salem from Salem.
Not Salem. Salem.
What? That's what I said. What are you talking about?
I said Salem.
I said Salem.
No, I heard Salem.
It could have been the fact that I'm chewing my chocolate in my mouth still. But so yeah, Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Hey, where's Salem? I gotta talk to him. He's a cat.
It's like SpongeBob salad and salad.
It's like salamander.
We can ask him.
Anyways, but yeah, so that part questioned me. Okay, then second question, and they actually kind of get to this later, so it does kind of work, but I guess it only works to a small effect. Where so Winnie, or what's her full name?
Winifred.
Yeah, Bette Midler's character, she goes, book, and then the book comes over to her, wakes up the book. Yeah. So it's like she can call the book and it floats over to her, right?
Mm-hmm. Why can't she do that from like?
Yeah, why can't she do that from any? Because she's like, I have to get the book. Why don't you just call it?
Maybe it's too far.
But then she does. She does later. And then it like wakes up in the room, but it doesn't move.
You got me. I don't know. I don't question these things.
Well, you should. Them. They're important.
So important.
You know what it is? I think that we know the answer. It's just a bunch of hocus pocus. What are you eating? She's like, yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, nice. I've had sweets in like 3 weeks, and I'm craving them every day. So.
Halloween.
It's bad.
What did I say? I wanted to talk about. So.
Keep talking. I'm listening. I'm just doing things off camera. So it's
when he goes to Allison's house for the first time, like when him and Danny. What weird party are her parents having?
Oh yeah, I know. It's pretty cool though.
So bizarre. There. Oh my god, it's so weird. I always think they're a cult or something. It's so bizarre.
It's like an adult party. I'm sure it's in Salem. It's a weird.
You know what? But you know what brings me back? The lollipop Danny's eating, the chocolate one with all the colors. Oh my god, I remember getting all the times in my trick or treat pail.
Really?
Yeah, and even making them when I was younger. I remember.
So you feel nostalgic every time she sees her eating those? Nice.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, they don't do that anymore. They're not good tasting because it's like that crappy chocolate you buy at Michael's. Oh. But I don't know. It always brings me back whenever I see her eating it.
Yeah. I mean, this movie feels nostalgic to me because I feel like maybe my grandma took like my cousin to go see it or something. I don't know. I just remember seeing it in the news and stuff. And it was like I said, we were young. Somehow it just sparks that era of that movie, and Jurassic Park. I remember being a really big movie that year, obviously. So it's like I just connect all of that together for movies of that year. And kind of be part of pop culture, and then like I said, like I remember just seeing it at the video store or wherever, So
yeah, I mean that's watching it. I remember seeing it like Blockbuster.
Yeah,
definitely like during Halloween because they always had that like Halloween section, like the end cap of Halloween movies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like oh picks. right, so it's like that you would want to pick these. And you go
Mhm.
like whenever that happened, they put it on the other side because it's just like you go in alphabetical looking for it, and it's like, oh, it's over there because it's for the featured movies
Yeah,
of the,
it's like on the
of the
feature
month
wall.
or
'Cause
whatever.
They only have like one copy of everything. Like at one time, some places had like one copy.
What else was going to talk about? Oh, I want to bring up the scene where they go to the house, to the haunted house, and they go trick or treating, and they go in to the house with our good friend, Gary
yes.
Marshall
Gary Marshall and
and
Penny Marshall.
and yeah, Penny. That's funny.
Oh my god, it's great. I love it.
Hello. Yeah, I feel like that's him on set being him.
Speaking of another thing, add it to the list. The virgin thing, the weed comment, and then them not understand, like them thinking he's the real devil. I didn't get that when I was a kid.
Oh yeah,
I
don't
understand that.
I'm trying to get it as an adult. Trust me, that went over my head too.
They think he's the real devil. Yeah, they think he's the real devil.
It's funny.
And
and they think all the kids are gremlins or something. It's funny. It's like
And
they're just children.
There's another great comment of like the devil's married to Medusa or something like that.
Oh yeah, because she has the curlers. And Sarah Jessica Parker is awesome in this movie.
Oh my god, I was arguing with my mom
she's so
about
gorgeous too in that witch outfit. I'm like,
yeah.
good for her.
Oh my god, I love her.
I had no idea that was
movie.
her for a long time. Yeah, because I don't think I really knew who she was until like later.
No one, yeah, she didn't really become popular until like Sex and the City.
She had she had 80s movies she was somewhat getting popular with.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, maybe you're right.
She started out around that era. It was just like more of a teen actress.
She can sing
and then
too, which is she sings.
They all sing, the three of them.
Yeah, she sings live in this movie too, though. When she does, I think it's when they're looking for Danny in their house. She sings, and like that's her singing live. And it's very brief, but she sounds really good.
Oh, you just reminded me. But yeah, she's great, and they sing all really well. I think that's the whole kind of character that like, oh, we're gonna cast people who actually can sing, and it's like, oh, Bette Midler's in this, so she's got to have a a number to sing because it's Bette Midler. It's in her contract.
So iconic.
Even in like that movie Parental Guidance, did you see that with Billy Crystal? We talk about that movie. I love that movie. This is like a random part where they're just singing, and it's like I felt like Bette Midler, like I had to sing here somewhere in the movie. Oh, we'll do it here, but it's great. It works. It's just like it's so kind of hammed in there. I
mean, it works in this movie so well because
it's great.
They put a spell on everyone in there, and then they also are trying to get themselves out of the situation, and
it's not like oh, we'll just get up on stage and start singing a random song. They were singing that song before. I like how it's still like crazy, but and it's like it's kind of still a little magical there to just get on stage and start singing. But it reminds me of like that was like a kind of cliche thing for movies back then. They all just get up on stage and they sing a song. Yeah. Always. What was the other thing I was going to ask you? Oh, have you did you know who that actor was who plays Billy, the zombie?
Yeah, well, not when I was a kid, but now as an adult,
I don't even know it.
So much respect for Doug Jones. He is such a phenomenal performer. I wanted to bring it up because he's a great performer.
How tall
he's
is he?
amazing.
He must be so tall.
He is so tall. He has to be like 6'5", something like that, like something crazy. Yeah. If we had a fact checker, he could look it up.
I only know him from, I'm sure I know him in other things, but the thing that comes to mind the most was Quicksilver.
He was Quicksilver? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know him from recently, maybe more recently than that, I don't know, but he was in The Shape of Water that won an Oscar.
That's him as the creature? I never saw that movie. Okay.
He also did, I think he the master. I don't know if you watched the TV show The Strain. Maybe he was the master in The Strain. He was in oh my god, is it Labyrinth? Is he in Labyrinth?
Maybe.
I don't know. Just name a creature, and he
does a lot of the makeup creature slash.
Yes, he doesn't normally speak in movies. He speaks in this movie. He acts in this movie, which is rare for him because he's normally performs, doesn't.
Eventually, when he cuts his mouth open, which is crazy.
Yes.
And they let him talk.
It's so brilliant. It's great. He's great as that character. I love his body movements.
He reminds me, it's almost like he's like the sloth for this movie from Goonies. I don't know. That's how I kind of draw that parallel.
He
where you think
goes
he's
away.
the bad guy because he's a monster, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, he's fine. He's just a monster.
Oh, now I want to watch the Goonies.
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
I was Sloth for Halloween a few years ago. Actually,
Chunk
wow,
loves Sloth.
That was a good costume.
I've been trying to hunt down Goonies on vinyl for like the longest time. So
really?
if anybody finds Goonies on vinyl, but like not in a new pressing of it, if it exists, let me know because I need it. Anyway.
So they burn the witches in the incinerator at the school.
Well, they
think it's over, and then they're dancing down the street.
Why did you make that face?
They're like, yay!
They're like, yay, yay!
Like literally, we did it!
Yay!
Spin around.
Wait! Before we talk about that, can we just talk about the scene before that when they're in the alley and there's the guy that goes to grab the lobster? I don't know why would that crack.
Oh yeah, what does he say? He goes,
what's the lobster's name? He's like Amelia. No.
Oh, I don't know. That line is funny though.
It's hilarious. I love it.
He says something really funny there.
And I love when Mary's like, I smell scrod. And you're like, scrod is a bottom dollar, usually served with lemon.
What about the bus driver?
Oh my god, he's so creepy. I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought that was somebody famous.
I don't know
the bus driver.
I
looked it up. I don't think it's anybody.
Just like a character actor.
It was like
Bobo.
Andrew Dice Clay as the bus driver. Yeah. Like,
amazing.
Whoa.
He like turns his hand and cracks his knuckles, and it always grosses me out. He's like, he does like this. And
I can do that, right? I do it all the time.
No, don't do it. I hate it. Oh my god. Oh my god, ew, I hear it.
Too bad.
I don't know if everyone else heard it, but I heard it, and it's disgusting.
Feels so
I
good,
hate
but
that.
I think that has messed up my hands forever because of doing that. I learned that from the Matrix, and I practiced doing it. Now I can't stop doing it, and I probably messed up my hands doing it.
What is it? Like, what is that sound? Is it just like?
It's just these knuckles here, and you're just causing so much force that mine are so tight, so that I've just created so much whatever tightness or strength in them that when I do this, it's very.
Oh my
cracky.
god, no, I can't. I can't. It's gross.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
There's a very iconic scene when Winifred thinks that she's like it's the end of the road. Like they have like 20 minutes to midnight or
oh
whatever,
yeah, that's funny. They're like, this is it.
Goodbye.
Yeah. And then she's like, oh, I'll just wake up the book. That's when I'm like, why did you do that in the first place, you silly girl?
Yeah, I know, it doesn't make any sense. And it's like the Mummy too. Like, don't open the book. Like, why are you opening the book?
Yeah.
And
Max had a chance to not be a virgin at that scene. He slept with her.
Well, it's too late now. He already lived.
I know. Well,
it's too late.
Danny's like sleeping with the cat. So.
I never understood how they fell asleep on the stairs like that. It looks so uncomfortable.
Well, it's like the parents weren't there because they're dancing all night. They're on the spell.
They're gonna dance until they die. Yeah.
Yeah. I got cursed by that every weekend, but
dancing until you die. Is this a scene when they pull out? They don't have their brooms, and they pull out.
Yes, so like they lose their brooms. A bunch
tools.
of witch costume girls, and then the brooms. That's when they get the brooms. And I think I remember seeing that in the trailer with the picture. It's like with the vacuum or something. I don't know if it's there or not, but something like that always comes to mind.
So funny. I think it's hilarious.
I think it's funny how she calls her Winnie. It's like Winnie.
Winnie. Broom hole.
Yeah. Every commercial, like growing up, I just remember it's like, or maybe like it's a commercial that starts a VHS tape that would, advertise that movie. It'd be like, we fly. And
Yeah,
then she says it like 8 more times. We fly.
they're always flying, constantly flying.
Is she that also she like mocks him and says it's just a bunch of hocus pocus?
Is that it? When
I
she's
think she
flying
says it
alongside
there.
the car? Is that it? When she's says it?
Maybe,
Or
yeah.
when she floats into the sun? I don't remember. She does say it. Yeah, I don't know when though.
Yeah.
I
But it's
don't
funny to
remember.
me because I don't know. It's just like there's the Family Guy bit. You watch Family Guy sometimes, right? Where they're like,
Not in a long time, but
yeah, there's a bit in one of the episodes. It's old now. I don't even remember which one, but where they say it's like, oh, they said the line in the movie, and like they say the name of the movie in the movie,
Mhm.
and then Peter's like in the audience goes, aha. I was like,
You can do
oh,
that
they
in
said
this
it.
thing.
Yeah, he goes, oh, they said it.
Hocus Pocus. I'd like to know what the working title for this movie was
I don't know.
before they decided on Hocus Pocus.
Sanderson sisters. Who knows?
Maybe something stupid like that.
Isn't that the penguin who talks as the teacher in the beginning from Blues Brothers and a million other things?
Wait, what?
You know what I'm talking about? The penguin, the nun from Blues Brothers. Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
don't remember. Can't remember the last time I saw.
He's like in a
Blues
million
Brothers.
things.
He?
I'm pretty sure she's in Goonies too. The
lady?
The lady, yeah. The crazy mom.
The teacher?
Yeah, was that her? I don't know.
I don't know.
Look that up.
She looks very familiar, but I don't think she's in Goonies.
Yeah. So what was I gonna say? So the movie ends, they turn to stone and pretty much they go pop, but she only turns to stone. Why is that?
My theory that she turned to stone is because she touched hollow ground and the other two didn't.
Okay, gotcha. But it's still the sunlight that
Yeah, but
so she had the combination of sunlight and the ground.
Yeah,
made
maybe,
her turn
and
to
that's what
stone.
made her go blue. Yeah, pew. Maybe.
It's like,
yeah, because she touches hollow ground before the sun comes up, I think. So she turned to stone from touching the ground, and then she blew up.
Oh, I see.
I think. I really love the ending. I love when Danny finds
Binks,
and then he gets to go and be with his sister.
It's so sad when the cat dies, though.
Yeah,
Even though he's
I remember
fine,
as a kid
it's
being
like
really sad.
that poor cat.
Yeah,
I was going
he
to
had a
talk
very
about
long
the
life.
animation of that cat too. For this time, I think it's like a mix of CG. This is like kind of early CG.
It seems like it's mostly CG when they show Banks. Well, like close-ups of Banks.
But like, how do you think they did it? You think it's a whole cat that's CG, or do you think it's just the face with the cat body?
I don't know. It's a good point. Because the only thing that looks like it could be CG to me is the face.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm not sure how they did it.
A bunch of hocus pocus.
It really is. CGI is just a bunch of hocus pocus.
Yeah. It's like coming off from this to Casper. It's like a year later. Isn't that incredible?
Casper's 2 years. Isn't it 95?
94.
Is it? Wait,
Yeah.
I just put out the episode and I think I put 95.
Double check that. I think it's 94. 95. I don't know. I'm checking. I checked the it says 94 on the freeform info. So I want to know if it came out.
Oh, I thought IMDb said it was 95. I don't know. Maybe I did put 94. I can't remember now.
Yeah. I know for a fact this movie's 93. And then I think Casper's in 94. It's a year later. So they were just like pumping out these Halloween movies for us. That's what's so cool.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Well, these were special because they went to theaters. But when we were younger, there was a lot of movies that didn't go to theater.
That too. Yeah. This one almost.
But you know what it is though, Chris? I think there are a lot of Halloween movies that come out now. It's just that we don't know about them because we don't watch Disney Channel and like Nickelodeon and all these channels anymore.
This is 95, but how come it said 94 on the other thing? Maybe they have it wrong.
I don't know. Maybe
no, glad you have it right. I keep thinking it's 94. So this came out in May. Yeah, that came out in May in 95.
May?
Yeah.
A May release for Halloween movie? Interesting.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I thought I saw it in fall. Who knows?
Maybe no, I feel like movies weren't out as long, or maybe they were out
That was
longer
95.
because
Yeah. Hocus Pocus was 93, you said.
you said
Let's see.
93. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
okay, that I'm right about. That is right.
Yeah.
So Casper says 94. Oh, 95, I'm sorry. Okay.
There's also just like not a whole lot of CGI in this movie. Like the only thing
No,
is
it's
Binks, really,
just
right?
used here and there
like the
for special effects and
lightning
maybe some
then
magic
the book.
beam,
Yeah.
whatever,
The
bolts or
candle
whatever.
is some of the worst CGI I've ever seen with the black flame.
Yeah, you gotta like it's early done, and it's not like
Ooh, you know what effect I love? When he lights the candle and the floor starts moving and there's like that green light coming up with the smoke. I
you
love
like that.
it. I
There's
love
a
it. It's
great
so cool.
shot of them flying. I think is really well shot over the
like when they're over the city or over the town.
Salem. That's really well shot.
Good green screen work, I guess.
It's just how it just looks. It kind of blends in perfectly. So
yeah,
it's because it's such a dark kind of blend of the two. Like the three of them are kind of more silhouettes, but how they float over, it's like it looks real, But I felt that way about the Santa Claus,
Oh yeah, with all the flying scenes, yeah.
Yeah.
What's one more thing I wanted to bring up? So when after and before they go to Gary Marshall and
Right.
Penny Marshall, you see a lot of kids' Halloween costumes in that scene.
Yeah.
Did you notice any, or were there any that were like your favorite? Because I have a couple that I was like, oh my god.
Not really. I might have looked away right before that scene, and I probably didn't take notice to their costumes.
So there's a Sonic the Hedgehog that's hilarious. The kid has just like blue spikes on his back. He looks like Sonic. It's great, but he's really tall. And then some girl has a Mrs. Potts costume on, where the top of Mrs. Potts' hat has like mesh in front of it for their head, and it just like hangs on them. So it's not like blown up and round. It's just like hanging, and it's so bizarre.
But it has like the Mrs. Potts like spout.
It has everything. Well, it's to the front with the eyes, so like it's pointed towards the front.
Gotcha. It just looks skinny because it's
just like skinny because it's like hanging there.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. Those are my favorite ones that I see in that scene. I think this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle at one point too.
Maybe I caught that. Yeah, I think that's
but only one of them
comes to mind.
There's some good Halloween costumes in the adult scene too, but
yeah,
I can't remember.
Like she was Madonna. Who was the dad? Dad was just
he was
like
a vampire.
He's Dadula.
Oh yeah, Dadula.
Hollywood. So those guys, they get stuck in the cage. Do they ever make it out? They die? I don't know.
We don't know. They're at the end of the movie, just kind of singing their song.
And they come back as like zombies or something.
Maybe.
Maybe
we'll find out in the second one.
That Billy says. Billy, what's his last name? Baskins? No, Billy. What's his last name?
Billy. Oh my God. Billy Bone? No, Billy Butcherson.
Baskin is from Big. When he's like, "Go to hell."
I've been there.
Yeah, I found it quite lovely.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. I feel like I've watched movies now that have bleeped out hell for kids.
Oh yeah.
So it's wild when I watch
movies.
the movie.
That makes
like,
sense though. If for like G-rated stuff, that's PG, but like G-rated stuff, they'll make it. That makes sense. But I have a tough time understanding Bette Midler for most of this movie. Her accent is just like all over the place. Like, yeah, and she uses like the old English kind of, and it was like hard for me to hear her sometimes.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have that issue, so I don't know when it would be.
Of course you don't have that issue because it's my issue.
Yeah.
And when I have an issue, what else do I have? I have a tissue.
You need a tissue. But I don't know. I love this movie. I have to watch it every Halloween. You know what? Farmingdale did a pop-up Hocus Pocus thing where the menu was all themed towards Hocus Pocus. The drinks, they had like 3 actresses playing the Sanderson sisters.
Where was this?
Somewhere on Main Street in Farmingdale.
Oh, okay. Like at a restaurant / bar place.
Yeah. It was like you gotta buy tickets ahead of time or something. I didn't go, so I don't know. But I mean, that just goes to show And look at like Disney World does like a whole Hocus Pocus thing now during Halloween too.
But I'm
so
saying the younger generation now are more familiar with it. They play it every year now. They probably seen it on TV a bunch of times.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a classic now. It's absolutely a classic.
Yeah.
But if I ask like friends of mine who watched it, it was a little,
like,
I don't know, not too many.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Like my friend who loved it, I feel like he watched it because he had sisters and like they watched it.
Yeah, maybe.
So I'm wondering.
Could be.
I don't know too many guy friends of mine like Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, they're like,
but like no, I do know guys that like it that much. But it's a like I said, it's a classic. It's one of the very few Halloween movies of our generation too. You know, we've counted a few now. We've had Hocus Pocus and Casper, and what are some other ones we listed?
We mentioned. Well, I mean, I know the Disney Channel ones, but I can't think of any of
those.
Like,
Adam's
ones.
Family, I guess they play kind of earlier. Yeah, we mentioned.
Yeah, it was a little bit earlier than. I think the first one came out when we were really young. I think before both of these, right?
Very young, yeah. Those are
I
said.
I think that movie was 91.
I was like, I was not even 5 years old, so this movie came out.
Oh, this one, I was. Yeah. That's why. What also makes me think we didn't go to the movies to see it because I was a baby. I was an infant.
Well, actually, and what else came out like right around 93? Was
like
92?
Regular movies?
91. Oh, Nightmare. I had Nightmare.
Oh, yes. That was 92 or 91, something like that.
Yeah. And that I was obsessed with. I could not wait to see that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would go around singing just This Is Halloween or Making Christmas.
When you were younger?
Screaming it out like outside. Yeah.
That's
wasn't
honestly,
little kid.
Because that's another one that is more popular now than it was when it came out. It's definitely
crazy to me.
Bigger hype. Like my family, I was young, so we didn't go to the movies to see it, but I remember watching it all the time. But it was definitely not as popular then as it is now.
Yeah, I remember like, not to steer off from this movie because, well, I don't think we'll have time to talk about that movie, but maybe we will later for maybe around holiday season of Christmas. It's really
it is a Christmas movie.
I think Tim Burton says it's a Halloween movie. He's admitted, but whatever. I've always considered a Christmas movie.
It's both. It's like Gremlins.
Kind of both. It's kind of both. Yeah, I think you're up into interpretation, but they always play it now at Halloween, so I have to. It's now kind of jumped up to be a Halloween movie for me, just because it's just always on, and I have to relearn This Is Halloween on piano because it is the hardest song I've ever learned.
Really?
It is one of the hardest chords of songs I've ever learned. It jumps everywhere and it's insane. It's insane. I don't know how you write music like that, but whatever. Extremely difficult. Ask anybody. It's easy. It's easy if you have something to read off of, but if you try to memorize it, it's so hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you gotta just know.
That's crazy. I didn't know that it was that difficult.
Yeah, it just jumps everywhere.
I don't know. I mean, maybe we'll squeeze in one more Halloween movie. We'll see. I
doubt it because Halloween's this Sunday, everybody, and we're filming this today, which is Wednesday. By the time we get it up, it may not be even Halloween by the time we get this up. So
no, I will get it up before Halloween. It's gonna happen.
All right, I'm just letting you know. Be like, well, day after Halloween, you got it up.
That's fine. Halloween is every day of the year to me. It's always in my heart.
Oh well, not mine.
We can't start Christmas movies yet, so maybe we can.
I mean, Halloween starts in my heart in the beginning, and then I start eating a lot at the end of October, and then by the end of November, all I have in my heart is cholesterol. So
cholesterol and candy.
Yeah.
That's how you know it was a good holiday. Cholesterol and candy.
Mm-hmm. So that being said, are there any final thoughts on the Jerry Springer Show? Make sure if you're a virgin to not light a candle.
I know. If you're a virgin on Halloween, do not light that candle.
That cop is like, "You really a virgin, kid?" He's like, "Yeah." He's not really a cop. It made me think of Mr. Deeds though, where he goes like, You're not a real cop. What are you doing? Hey, I got this down at the costume shop. I can't hurt to pretend. He's like, what a Weisenheimer.
Weisenheimer. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, those are our parting words. Don't light the candle.
What do you mean you gotta get back on duty? You're not a real cop. Good
All right,
stuff.
friends.
All right.
We're
So
gonna-
happy Halloween. If we don't
Happy
see it this
Halloween!
week, be safe and be full of freaky fun, as Halloween people would say, I guess. Are you dressing up, Baxter's?
Sunday I probably will dress up and give out candy.
I think I've committed to what I want to do. I don't think it's going to be that great, but you already know what it is, so don't worry.
Do I? Was it one of my suggestions?
It's one of your suggestions, so it's easy. I'm just going to go with it. It's fine. I don't know if it's going to look good. I really don't care. I don't have the resources or the time to put into things anymore. Maybe I will last minute.
I don't really have a.
I don't know. I have to like go out and get stuff now. I'm tired of doing it. I love it, but that's the thing about Halloween now that I'm getting a little tired of doing, and I used to love like just going out to get all the things I need to put my costume together or see where I could find around the house that'll work. And now I'm like, oh, this is just, I'm just lazy. Can't find it. I'm like, I'll just do this. I don't care if it looks bad or people don't get it. Because I think I've had a few flops of costumes for 2 years. I tried doing earlier. I'm like, I think I tried to be Doc Brown one year. I had the wrong wig. I had the wrong something, and no one bought it. They're like, "Are you Einstein?" Or like, "Are you crazy?" No one got it. And then I was trying to be Elvis one year. They're like, "Are you a '50s guy? Are you Johnny Cash?" I don't know. I got every name, and none of them.
Except for Elvis.
Like, yeah, I go, yeah, sure. No one got it. So I don't know. But like I said, I have an eclectic taste, and it's always some type of movie / TV character I portray for Halloween.
You're Miami. You did like Miami Vice one year, right? Were you Tom Selleck?
No, I did Magnum PI.
Oh, yes.
Different show.
What it is. Yeah.
It takes place in Hawaii.
Yeah, whatever.
That was a good one though. I enjoyed that.
That's what I'm saying. That was a good costume.
Every time I do like an 80s character, you have to have like 80s hair. And I'm like, I just don't. So I'm like, it kind of throws it off. Oh well.
Yeah. I don't know. But happy Halloween.
Can't
everyone.
wait to share and have a happy Halloween, everybody. Again, we'll talk about some new movies on the way.
Yeah. Woo.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.